Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, Precious Does. This is Precious again. Today we are going to talk about Calatheas or Calatheas. Calatheas are such a beautiful and wide variety of plants. I mean, it's that plant that you see and you just don't know what to think. There are so many different variations, so many different patterns, pigments. They're just beautiful. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Calatheas. I'm going to show you my Calathea collection as well as a few other relatives of the Calatheas. Now, one distinctive thing about Calatheas you're going to notice right away is that they have these really tall, thin, almost like stalks that their leaves are on. And they're actually called petioles. And I'll show you one here. So if you can see this one has really tall, thin petioles here. And they're just, it's just a different kind of plant. They're nothing like anything I've ever seen. Now, where are Calatheas from? Well, Calatheas are a member of the Myrantacea family. They're from tropical regions all over the world, like Africa, South America. You will find them growing on rainforest floors oftentimes. So, and due to that fact, Calatheas are a wonderful plant to have in low lighting situations. So if you don't have the best, brightest light, this might be a great plant for you. Now, what makes Calatheas different? Calatheas, I don't know if you can see them, but one thing that does make them different is that they have this dark red or purple, maybe you might call it a burgundy-ish undersides. And they're all different. You see that one? And this dark underside actually allows the plant to maximize in low light situations. So any light that the plant receives, it actually bounces back off of that dark underside. And the plant almost receives a double dose of light from one small source. Now, these plants are also nictinistic plants. And I didn't think I was going to get that word right. I tried so hard. But that basically just means that the plant, it moves. These are often called prayer plants. And the thing about them is when it gets dark, these plants, the leaves, they actually fold up. It is so cool. It is so cool to watch. So at night, you'll see them. The leaves will all have picked up and kind of almost folded in. And in the morning, they open back up again. It's really cool. They're actually called the living plant or living plants for this reason. Now, how do you care for Calatheas? Now, some of them, I admit, are a little more finicky than others. And you will see I am the #1 person to tell you that some of them are more finicky. Some of them you can bring them home, water them occasionally, and they'll just thrive. While others, they may need a little bit more attention. Now, Calatheas they do tolerate low light situations. However, the most ideal situation for a Calathea is a bright environment with indirect light. So if you have an east or a western facing window, you would want to maybe have like a shade or a thin sheer curtain over that window and just let these, and that way they get a little filter, they get that filtered light. You don't want to put these in direct sunlight because it will quickly dry the leaves out. And more than likely they will burn. Watering, you definitely want to keep the soil moist on these babies. Do not let them dry out. But it's a very thin line because if you overwater these plants, they will be more prone to root rot and you will lose them. What I do also I keep mine in their nursery pots. I have them in terracotta just because I like the way they look. But I keep my plants in their plastic nursery pots because I'm busy and I don't have time to water constantly. So if you're also busy, you might want to skip the terracotta and just stick to something that is more moisture retentive. Now, if you are prone to overwatering your plants, if you are one of those people that has to water every other day, terracotta might be a better thing for you. Now, you do want to make sure they're in a well-draining pot. You want to make sure the soil is well-draining. You don't want these roots to sit in soggy soil because, again, that will give way to root rot. All right, now, humidity. Humidity, obviously, these plants are going to love. They're from, again, the rainforest. They're from a tropical environment. So humidity is definitely going to be your friend. However, I don't do much, honestly. I don't have a humidifier in my home as of now. I may have to change that in the winter. But my humidity stays pretty high. I do also have these plants on pebble trays. And for those of you who might not know what I'm referring to, you simply get a tray, a waterproof tray, and you put some pebbles in it. And then you keep the water line just under the top of the rocks. Sit your plant on top of the rocks. And as the water evaporates, it actually adds a little, like a small little humid environment around your plants. And that's what I've been doing. Now, some of these I think I may have to start increasing the humidity around them, particularly this one. You will see it's been getting quite a few dry edges lately. But some people also say misting. Now, me personally, I don't like to mist because I don't want to end up with bacterial or fungal problems or issues, particularly with my Maranta. And this isn't actually a Calathea, but it is a close relative. And this plant has it has a velvety texture. So I definitely don't want to miss this one. I may start to miss some of them in the future and just see how that goes. So they love humidity, they love bright and direct light, but they will tolerate low light situations. Particularly your darker Calatheas. Now the lighter green ones, like this one, and this one's not actually a Calathea either. It's a close relative though. But your lighter Calatheas, they may need a little bit brighter light. Now your darker ones like this one, here's a little bit darker. It's better at tolerating that low light. All right, now toxicity. Are these plants, am I going to have to be afraid to bring these plants in with my animals? The answer is no. And that is a wonderful detail to remember because, like me, I have my cats and I do not like to have to worry about if I'm going to make my cat sick with my plant obsession here. So one great thing about these plants is that they are pet safe. They're cat and dog safe. And they help clean your air inside your home. So that's a plus. Now quickly, because I don't want to hold you guys all day, I'm going to share with you really quickly just a few of my entire Calathea collection. And hopefully I won't mispronounce any of their names. Now first I have my Calathea rufibarba, which is also called the Velvet Calathea. Now this one is just beautiful, and it literally does feel like velvet. It's like a furry texture that they have, and then they're kind of rigid. It's really pretty, and it also does that nyctinicity where it folds up and it releases in the morning when the sun comes back out. I have my Pinstripe Calathea, which has honestly seen better days. I have a couple of leaves that you see that have dried out recently. I have a few more brown edges. I think I'm going to have to start paying a little bit more closer attention to this one. It was doing great for a while, and then just the last few weeks or so just got kind of iffy. But this is the Pinstripe Calathea, also known as the Calathea ornata. It's beautiful. Well, at least it was really beautiful when I got it. I might be killing her. Now, next we have the Calathea Lancifolia, and that's the one that I showed you earlier that's kind of getting those brown edges. But this Calathea is also known as the Rattlesnake Calathea, and it's really interesting. It has the ridges like the Roofie Barba, but it also has this really interesting pattern, and it's just beautiful, just different. You don't see anything like that. Well, I haven't seen anything else like it. Now, I have my Peacock plant, which honestly, it has been the most successful so far. And it just looks beautiful. It's growing. It's growing so fast. And that's this big one you see here on the screen. This one is called the Peacock Calathea. And it's also known as the Calathea macoriana. It has really tall stalks. Let me see if you can get in here and see this. It has really tall petioles, rather, on it. Very thin, very delicate looking, but this plant has just been thriving. I want to say it's one of my favorite Calatheas. They're all my favorites, though. Now, we have the Calathea Vitada. Now, she is still a baby. Very small, beautiful plant. Couple of brown spots, and we will get brown spots because I mean, we don't live in a rainforest, so it's kind of hard to get the optimal conditions here in our homes because we don't want it too humid. But this is the Calathea Vitada, also called the Calathea elliptica or the Geoperthia elliptica. Sorry, I keep forgetting my words there. But this one here, it does have some browning, but for the most part, she is thriving. And again, it's normal to get some brown leaves because as the leaves age, we do lose them and then we get new ones. So there's no problem with that. Now, I have some others that are actually not Calatheas, but they're relatives. The first one here, again, is my prayer plant. Now, again, some people do refer to all Calatheas as prayer plants because they exhibit that movement, that sleeping motion where they fold up and then they open and release back in the morning. But this is this one's actually called the prayer plant, or you can call it a maranta. It's just beautiful. It has that velvety texture. These red ridges here. It's just so, and then the light green here. More like it's just pretty. And it just sits there. It's been also thriving. I have a new leaf coming in here. Right here. It's just thriving. Just one of those ones. I brought it home. I keep the soil moist. I would say I water these like maybe once every week and a half. Because they're in the terracotta and also the nursery pot. I don't have to water very often. I give it a good watering and I leave them alone. Like I said, I may start to miss a few of them. And then we also have here, this is a Tenanth. Oh boy, what was the name? Uh-oh. I don't know what I did with my name here. This is the Tenanthe setosa. Now this one again has the tall, thin petioles that you can see here. It has a bit of a red underside, just a wee bit. So I do keep these, by a little bit more light. I actually keep these near my grow light. But this one's been doing pretty good. I haven't had to do too much to it. Now, another one that I was really nervous about buying because it just looks so exotic. This is another relative that's also in the Marantacea family. This is the Stromath Trio Star, or the Stromanthy Tricolor, depending on who you're talking to. But it actually has 3 different colors. That pinkish underside, a little bit of that pink kind of, you can kind of see it through the top as well. You have the green, and then this beautiful, like a off-white color. It's just beautiful. And I have a new leaf coming in here. This is, I just brought this one home, and I water it, keep the soil moist, and it's been doing well. I also have it in its nursery pot within the terracotta, so I don't have to do too much to these. But I hope you have a better understanding of Calatheas. I hope you will run out and get some Calatheas and join me on my journey with my Calathea collection. You can leave some comments. You can leave some advice for me with my browning tips. Let me know how your Calatheas are doing. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. And also, please, if you did enjoy it, just click the like button. Subscribe to my page. I'm going to be uploading many more videos in the future about plants, about whatever honestly comes to my mind that I think someone else might want to enjoy or might want to hear or learn about. So again, thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe. Please click the like button. Please share with your family and your plant-loving friends. And again, have a blessed day. Stay safe. And I will check you later. Thank you.